So the boy who was born on the 6th of September is the boy who I feel is the psychic reflection of Jacob Wetling. 6th of September, the 6th of the 9th. So who turns 17 on Friday, 6th of September 2019? Who is Jacob Wetling's mirror boy? Well, he is actually the same boy who told me that Wetling means weather child. He said it's kind of strange how you call Jake the Storm Boy because Wetling actually means weather child, and he knew that because he grew up in Germany. And I started calling Jake the Storm Boy because of a storm that hit where I live on Jake's birthday, Friday, 17th of February 2012. And it wasn't until the start of May 2014 that this boy told me that Wetling means weather child. And yes, Jake did have a dog named Marcus. And today is Jake's birthday. It's Saturday, the 17th of February 2018. Jake would have turned 40 today. The word pain has a value of 40. So does David. Blaine is a pain, and that is the truth. That's something that Jake writes in The Dark Tower by Stephen King. 19 is the keystone number in The Dark Tower by Stephen King. And Saturday, 19th of June 1999 is the keystone date. The date, Friday 9th of March 2018, is 19 days after today, Jake's birthday. So who was born on Saturday, 9th of March 1991? A reflective number. And this tropical low, currently off the West Australian coast, is called Invest 91S. S equals 19, Spirit equals 91. Mirror, 91, Wetter, 91. 19 plus 91, 110, the value of Minnesota. And today, the temperatures today, Sydney's going for 27, Perth's going for 27, which is the value of the name Jake, and it's the age that my friend is turning on Friday, 9th of March, 2018. Jacob equals 31, and that's today's temperature in Brisbane, Darwin, and Canberra. So a lot of reflections happening today in the weather. Jake's birthday today, Saturday, 17th of February, 2018.
With a threat of tropical cyclones still persisting this season, we thought we'd just take one moment to explain what tropical cyclones actually are and what categories we use to define their risks. Now, tropical cyclones, by definition, are low-pressure systems that derive their energy from warm tropical waters. Sea surface temperatures need to be at least 26.5 degrees for tropical cyclone formation. Now, they need to have at least sustained gale force winds around part of the low-pressure center for several hours in order to be classified as a tropical cyclone. So it has to be sustained gale force winds over a certain period of time. But of course, the winds can be much stronger than that. They can get very destructive after a while as well. Now, the satellite imagery actually shows a few tropical systems that we're monitoring. Tropical cyclone Gita producing huge swell for the eastern seaboard, including New South Wales and southeast Queensland coast. And of course, we have the system off of the West Kimberley coastline. Now, Gita is a big, big system. This system was a Category 5 at one point, and it's still bringing some impacts to the entire coastline of New South Wales east, and will be impacting New Zealand later. Now, we saw infrared satellite imagery, but this is what you look at. If you're in space and you're just looking down at the ground, this is what you're seeing. Tweeted by Met Office Storms a little while ago. The eye very close there, and you can also see New Caledonia and Vanuatu. Now, it's interesting to note, I described what tropical cyclones were, but physically, what they are physically is a rotating cluster of thunderstorms spiraling around a central eye. It's quite a phenomenal feature that we have here, and they get quite big. They can get thousands of kilometers in diameter, and some of the smallest ones have actually only been tens of kilometers in diameter, so quite a wide variety inside. Now, we've also seen some pretty intense thunderstorms associated with this tropical low in the Kimberley. And in fact, Broome had some interesting photos coming through over the course of Friday. This was taken and tweeted earlier by the DFES of Western Australia. A beautiful shelf cloud there. And of course, Broome in the midst of their wettest February day on record. You can see that rain underneath that shelf cloud here. Now, this is just one thunderstorm of the conglomerate of storms that rotate around tropical lows and tropical cyclones. Now, tropical cyclones in Australia are broken up into different categories, and those categories explain the risk. Here in Australia, we break it down based on the maximum wind gust potential of that tropical cyclone. So if you have a category 1, that means winds gust at least 90 kilometers an hour and up to 124 kilometers an hour. That's the maximum wind gust, not the sustained winds, the gusts that come through. So Australia's categorization system is really based on hazard and risk management. Other places like the United States and also Japan, they base their categories off their mean wind or average wind speeds, but we base it off those gusts. Category 2, 125 kilometers an hour, that's your minimum gust strength. And Category 3 is when you start referring to the tropical cyclone as severe. It's because you have very destructive winds associated with it. Category 5, we only see a few of those every now and then, and that's over 260 kilometers an hour. We're still in the midst of tropical cyclone season, and generally the cyclone season peaks into February, but you can still have bad cyclones happening in March.
Interesting too how he says it's going to hit New Zealand, that one, because Gita is going to hit New Zealand in a few days, the remnants of Gita, because Jacob Wetling, whose birthday is today, he actually lived on Kiwi Street, St. Joseph, Minnesota, in the USA.